You may think that vampires are different from us. And yeah, okay, I guess they're a lot faster and stronger and they could kill us very easily. But in a lot of ways, vampires are just like us. They have to deal with peer pressure. Dare to keep a vampire off blood. First off, for this video, I'm going off of book canon. Obviously, there are some major differences between vampires in the Witcher games versus vampires in the books. I'm just going with book lore in this one. Maybe I'll do video game vampire lore at some point, but as of right now, I'm sticking with the books. So in the Witcherverse, there are two main types of vampires that form a major distinction: lower vampires and higher vampires. The lower vampires are just typically more savage, have less cool abilities, and are easier to kill. But we're not going to talk about lower vampires in this video. Terrifying, lower, savage vampires. Instead, we're going to talk about higher vampires and how they struggle with peer pressure, just like the rest of us. In the books, we learn from a vampire that just like humans, young vampires go through a phase. Though, unlike our youthful years where we have supervision and rules, vampires have none of that. Their youth are just able to do their own thing, and they exploit the hell out of that. This led to young vampires creating patterns of behaviors and silly social rules. One of those was drinking blood. Blood isn't needed for a higher vampire to survive in the Witcher series, but it does function like alcohol does for us. It gets them crunk. Also enhances their strength, but I don't want to think about that. So of course you have these young vampires who are just living it up, drinking blood so they can just get absolutely drunk off their asses and party. And that actually led to those that wouldn't drink blood being ostracized and not allowed to be in the group. Oh, you don't drink blood? Are you really even a vampire? Ugh, don't invite him. He doesn't drink blood and he'll ruin the party. And this actually led to young vampires, out of fear of social rejection, or maybe even being afraid that they would ruin a party, indulging in blood even when they didn't want to. And of course, drinking blood led to them getting super drunk, lowering inhibitions, and them having some wild parties. And by wild parties, I mean just terrorizing humans. So you see, the next time you're thinking higher vampires don't have any issues, remember that they deal with the same societal pressures as you do. Just slightly different. And if you know a young higher vampire that is struggling to wean itself off of blood, direct them to the site daretokeepavampireoffblood.com. Get them the help they need today.